So today we're going to talk about stoichiometry. And stoichiometry sounds really hard and challenging, but it's not that complicated as long as you follow a couple quick and simple strategies. Stoichiometry is one of the foundations for this class, and so we're going to come back to it time and time again. So your ability to do stoichiometry well will be crucial for your success in the class. So we've done single T's and double T's. Now it's time to add one more T. So we're going to do triple T's. So introducing that is Mr. T, overrated actor and ex-A-Team member. So as before, there's a simple setup when it comes to how to organize your data into the chart. So what's going to happen is, as we did with the mole problems, the 1 and 2T problems, the given's always going to go on the upper left. What you want will always go in the far upper right. You'll have a unit to cancel. Then you're going to have, the only additional step is you're going to have a balanced equation that you're going to write the coefficients of the balanced equation in here. And then everything should cancel diagonally to go from your given to what you want. So the only extra step that stoichiometry takes is that you're starting off with one item and you're finding out details about another item from a balanced equation. So you have to have a balanced equation, you have to have a 3T chart, and they're going to use the coefficients of that balanced equation in the chart. So let's go and show this with a problem. So I have to give you a given, and in this case the given is 70.0 grams of nitrogen, and I want to know how many grams of ammonia will I generate given this equation here of 3 hydrogen, 1 nitrogen, and 2 ammonia. So as I stated, everything has a certain spot on the chart. So the given 70.0 grams, so I'm going to place it right here, 70.0 grams. Then what's going to happen is, what I want at the end of this is grams of ammonia. So we're going to have the molar mass of ammonia, and when you add up 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogens from the periodic table, that's going to get you 17.03 grams. Then I just need to get in my position. So as we've done before, anytime you have grams of something and you want to move it, you have to convert it to moles. So we know that this is going to be 1 mole of nitrogen here, and then all I need to do is get the molar mass of nitrogen. So when I go to the periodic table I've given you guys, 1 nitrogen is 14.01, so 2 of them would be 28.02. So I'll have the molar mass of nitrogen here. And again, this step here we've done numerous times now in mole problems. The only thing new is that you have to have this balanced equation to be able to move from nitrogen to ammonia. And that's where the extra T will come in. And so this one here will always have, okay, I have 1 mole of nitrogen here. I need to get rid of it. So nitrogen has to go here. So I'm going to go up to my balanced equation, and I have a coefficient of 1 in front of the nitrogen. So it'll be 1 mole of N2 down here. And then it's going to go to ammonia, so we'll have 2 moles of ammonia here. Then, so again, this is all that you're doing is taking the coefficients from the balanced equation and set it into the chart. Then what's going to happen is we need grams of ammonia, and so I will always be 1 mole. 1 mole, molar mass. 1 mole, molar mass. So it'll be 1 mole of NH3. We already talked about how the molar mass of NH3 is 17.03. As we've done before, as we've done before, what will happen is everything on top will get multiplied, everything on bottom will get divided to get the answer. So therefore, 70.0 grams of nitrogen, 1 mole of nitrogen times 1 times 2 times 17.03 divided by 28.02 will give me 85.1. Or if you want to do it left to right, 70.0 divided by 28.02 times 2 times 17.03 will also get us 85.1. So I have another problem here, same equation, slightly different problem, where I have given 40 grams of hydrogen, how many grams of ammonia can you generate? So I gave you the setup, I left the blank t's here. I would like you to pause the video and try this problem, and then restart it, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so for this problem here, again, you're starting with grams. In this case, it's hydrogen, and we're finishing up with ammonia. And so the molar mass of ammonia is 17.03. The given from the problem for the hydrogen is 40.0. So I have 40.0 grams of hydrogen in the given, the very far upper left. I need to go to moles. So 1 mole of hydrogen will be 2.016 because each hydrogen is 1.008 times 2 gives us this. This step here again comes from the balanced equation. I need to get rid of moles of hydrogen. I go to my balanced equation. I have 3 moles of hydrogen, so I need to set 3 moles of hydrogen down here. I have 2 moles of ammonia, so I'll set 2 moles of ammonia up here. Then I need to get rid of moles of ammonia, so we're going to have 1 mole of ammonia. I'm going to grams, which is the molar mass. So again, in this step here, we're using 1 mole and molar mass. This item here comes from the balanced equation. This item here is the given that's provided. Again, when you take everything, multiply on top, divide by everything on bottom, 40.0 grams times 2 times 17.03 divided by 2.016 gives us 225. Our 40.0 divided by 2.016 times 2 divided by 3 times 17 gives us 225. So again, everything on top divided by everything on bottom, 40.0 times 2 times 17 divided by 2.016 divided by 3 to get 225, or 40 divided by 2.016 times 2 divided by 3 times 17.03. So here's another practice problem. I give you guys this formula. We have 100 grams of water. I want to know how many grams of Fe3O4 can be generated. So go ahead and pause the video, give this one a shot, and then look at the corresponding slide, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so what's going to happen is I start off with 100 grams of water. So I'll have 100 grams of water in the far upper left. 1 mole of water is going to be 18.02 grams. When you add up 1 oxygen, which is 16, and 2 waters, or 2 hydrogens, which are going to be 2.016, you need to round it to the hundredths place, so it'll be 18.02. I go to my balanced equation. I'm getting rid of water, so I'm going to put 4 moles of H2O on bottom. I'm going to Fe3O4, so I'll put 1 mole of Fe3O4 up here. Then what's going to happen is we'll do the molar mass. And the molar mass of Fe3O4, 4 oxygen and 3 iron, is going to be 231.55. Last step is multiply everything on top, divide by everything on bottom. So 100 times 231.55 divided by 18.02 divided by 4 gives me 321.2. Our 100 divided by 18.02 divided by 4 times 231.55 gives me 321.2. So just a brief overview when it comes to stoichiometry for the T-charts, because not always will you need a 3T. If you're going from grams of one item to grams of another, you'll need 3 T's. If you're starting off with moles of a substance and you want grams of a substance, of a different substance, that's going to be 2. And correspondingly, if you start off with grams of a substance and you want moles of a different item in the balanced equation, that'll be 2. And then if you're going moles to moles, it'll just be a 1T step. So here's some practice problems to work on. So given 3.5 moles of oxygen, how many moles of water can you generate? Go and pause the video, give that a shot, and restart it. I'll work out on the next slide. Okay, So for this one, we're going moles to moles. So I'm going to start off with 3.5 moles of oxygen in the upper left. I'm going to moles of hydrogen, moles of water. So what's going to happen is I go to my balanced equation. I need to get rid of oxygen. The balanced equation is 3 moles of oxygen. I'm going to put that here. I'm going to water. Water has a coefficient of 2 in this balanced equation, so I'll put that there. Then 3.5 times 2 divided by 3 gives me 2.3 moles. Here's another practice problem. Given 2.4 moles of oxygen, how many grams of water can you create? Again, pause the video, give that one a shot. The answer will be on the next slide. All right, so we have 2.4 moles of O2. It's going to be our given. We'll have 2 moles of water on top, 3 moles of oxygen on bottom, and then the molar mass of water is 18.01. Again, going from moles to grams, this is how it'll be set up. Multiply everything on top, divide everything on bottom. You'll have 2.4 times 2 times 18.02 divided by 3 will give you 29 grams of water. Or you'll take 2.4 times 2 divided by 3 times 18.02. That will also give you 29 grams of water. Another problem, given 2.4 moles of sulfur dioxide, how many grams of oxygen would you need? Again, pause the video, give this one a shot, then restart. Answers on the next slide. So for this one, 2.4 moles of sulfur dioxide is SO2, will be our given in the far upper left. From the balanced equation, I have a 2 in front of sulfur dioxide, so that's going to go down here. I'm going to oxygen, so I have 3 moles of oxygen right here. The molar mass of O2 is 32, so 2.4 times 3 divided by 2 times 32 gives me 120 grams in appropriate significant digits. Last one we're going to do is grams to grams. So given 30.0 grams of H2S, how many grams of oxygen would you need? What's going to happen is you'll have 30 grams of H2S, 1 mole of H2S. Pause the video, and then the answer will be on the next slide. Here we go. The given will be 30.0 grams of H2S in the far upper left. What will happen is 1 mole of H2S is 34.08 grams. Our balanced equation is 3 over 2. Molar mass is 32. So we'll take 30 divided by 34.08 times 3 divided by 2 times 32 will give us an answer of 42.3 grams. That's it in stoichiometry. We're going to spend a lot of time on this topic. Again, it can be challenging. There's a lot of good labs with it. It's really the cornerstone of chemistry. And so we'll spend a lot of time covering it. So that's it for today. So have a good one, and we will continue working on stoichiometry.